Dune 3 will be the final film from director Denis Villeneuve, and he says this next movie is not to be considered as part of the trilogy. Here's what he had to say. Regarding Dune 1 and Part 2, he says, "It was really a pair of movies that will be the adaptation of the first book. That's done and that's finished. If I do a third one, which is in the writing process, it's not like a trilogy. It's strange to say that, but if I go back there, it's to do something that feels different and has its own identity." Whether he calls it Dune 3, Dune Messiah, I'm just happy that director Denis Villeneuve is continuing this story and directing it, because I can't imagine anybody else picking up the mantle just yet. Dune Messiah is set 12 years after the events of the first Dune novel, so a film adaptation would likely have to age up Villeneuve's young cast that includes Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Florence Pugh, and more. The director said, "I know how to do that," when asked how he plans to age up the cast, but did not share details of his plan. I got you, Denis, alright? Either you could do two things. Wait 12 years, actually, and let Timothy grow up, or give him a mustache like they aged Tom Holland in Cherry. Don't do that. I think there's a lot they can do with makeup, prosthetics, lighting to age up Timothée Chalamet and the rest of the cast. I think it's gonna look good. I trust Denis. Listen, if Dune Messiah happens, it will have been many years for me on Arrakis, and I would love to do something else, he said. I think that it would be a good idea for me to make sure that in Messiah, there are the seeds in the project if someone wants to do something else afterwards, because they are beautiful books. They are more difficult to adapt. Well, I have just the directors to pick up the mantle. I think a dream scenario would be Christopher Nolan, of course. I think he is of the same caliber as Denis Villeneuve right now as a filmmaker. If not Chris Nolan, I think Joseph Kosinski would be the perfect director to pick up Dune after Denis Villeneuve, because he directed Oblivion starring Tom Cruise, which I think is the most underrated sci-fi movie in recent memory. He also did Top Gun Maverick, which was a legacy sequel, and Tron Legacy, which for me is like in my top 15. Yeah, get Joseph to do it, baby. He'll make that movie look perfect.